discuss international aid, a topic that's both heartwarming and controversial. We will be exploring the different types of aid that exist, from cold hard cash to cuddly farm animals and everything in between. Get ready to uncover the motivations behind aid, the various forms it takes, and the debate surrounding its effectiveness. Why give aid? A mix of motives. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty of aid types, let's talk about why countries and organizations give aid in the first place. It's not always as simple as pure altruism. Humanitarian aid, a helping hand in times of crisis. When disasters strike, whether it's a natural disaster like an earthquake or a man-made crisis like a war, humanitarian aid rushes in to provide emergency relief. This can include food, water, shelter, medical care, and other essential supplies. Development aid, investing in a better future. This type of aid focuses on long-term solutions to poverty, inequality, and other development challenges. It can fund infrastructure projects, educational programs, healthcare initiatives, or support for small businesses and farmers. Strategic aid, advancing political and economic interests. Let's be real, sometimes aid comes with strings attached. Countries might use aid to gain political influence, secure access to resources, or promote their own economic interests. Tied aid, boosting domestic industries. Some aid is tied, meaning it must be used to purchase goods or services from the donor country. This can benefit the donor's economy, but it might not always be the most effective way to help the recipient country. The aid toolkit, a variety of options. Aid isn't just about handing out cash. There are many different tools in the aid toolkit, each with its own strengths and weaknesses. Bilateral aid, government-to-government giving. This is aid given directly from one government to another. It can be used for a variety of purposes, from infrastructure projects to military assistance. Multilateral aid, pooling resources for greater impact. This aid is channeled through international organizations like the World Bank or the UN. It can be used to fund large-scale projects or to support countries in crisis. Project aid, targeting specific goals. This type of aid is earmarked for specific projects like building a school or a hospital. It can be a good way to ensure that aid is used for its intended purpose, but it can also be less flexible than other types of aid. Program aid, supporting broader goals. This type of aid supports broader development programs like education or healthcare reform. It can be more flexible than project aid, but it can also be more difficult to track its impact. Technical assistance, sharing expertise. This involves providing expert advice and training to help developing countries build their capacity and institutions. Debt relief, a fresh start for heavily indebted countries. This involves forgiving or restructuring debts owed by developing countries, freeing up resources for development. In-kind aid, beyond cash and checks. This can include things like food aid, medical supplies, or even livestock. While it can be helpful in certain situations, it can also distort local markets and create dependency. The aid debate, does it work? The effectiveness of aid is a hotly debated topic. Some argue that it is essential for addressing poverty and inequality, while others claim that it's ineffective, inefficient, and even harmful. The success stories. There are many examples of aid programs that have made a real difference in people's lives. Think of the eradication of smallpox, the reduction of child mortality, or the expansion of educational opportunities. The failures and frustrations. But there are also many examples of aid projects that have failed to deliver on their promises. Aid can be mismanaged, stolen, or used to prop up corrupt regimes. It can also create dependency and distort local economies. The future of aid, smarter, not just more. So, what's the future of aid? There is a growing consensus that we need to move beyond a simple more aid is better approach and focus on making aid smarter and more effective. This means focusing on results. We need to set clear goals for aid programs and track their impact. Empowering local communities. We need to involve communities in the design and implementation of aid projects, ensuring that they meet local needs and priorities. Promoting transparency and accountability. We need to ensure that aid is used efficiently and effectively and that it reaches the people it's intended to help. The world of aid is complex and full of contradictions, but it is also a critical tool for tackling global challenges and improving the lives of millions of people.